Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Racha, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to all elect. Yeah, I was watching a couple of videos that, one in particular Elder Yashwamba did, going into, I believe the individual's group their name is called Believers of the Way, and pretty much the same rhetoric, which is that the MOTB is sin. The MOTB is not a actual physical device that the top banking families want to come out with, that they want to pretty much put within everybody. And Lord's willing, we'll see. I'm trying the waters here, testing the waters. We'll see if this video stays up. But what I have here is, and if you ever watch Elder Apostle Bar, he's the one that found out about this video from. This was a video back in the day that Alex Jones interviews Aaron Russo. And starting from where I'm about to get into, he gets into how he knows an individual, pretty much, what's his name? Nick, how he became friends with Nick Rockefeller, and Nick Rockefeller introduced him to certain things. Right, so going to tackle the whole MOTB as well, but also going to get some points from this video. Also, I have 2 other videos lined up. So that way the proof can come out and show you that you can hear from the horse's mouth themselves that here it is, that the MOTB is a physical device, the size of a grain of rice, that they want to put within you. The MOTB is not sin. It's a physical device. Right? So let's get into it. Lord's willing, this be edifying. Let's get into it.
Or any of the big issues that face Americans, right? So I had a friend, Nick Rockefeller, okay, who was one of the Rockefeller family, and he, when I was running for governor in Nevada, he came to me, introduced himself to me through an attorney, and we became friends. We started talking about things, and I learned an awful lot from Mr. Rockefeller. And one of the things that we used to talk about was the ultimate plan of the banking industry, what they wanted to accomplish. And the goals of the banking industry,
Right, and the banking industry, the top banking families, that begin with Esau, Edom, the Edomites, right? And that's why I have this precept pulled up right here. This is Psalm 64, and I'll start from verse 1. It says, a psalm of David, hear my voice, O God, in my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Right, and who is our enemy? These other nations, but beginning with the Edomites, right? It says, verse 2, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, right? The top banking families, that's who the secret counsel is. And they have these secret counsels to do what? To come up with ways to enslave the people. They come up with evil plans. Even when you read this in a different translation, hopefully it pulls up. Right, it says the Amplified. I'll read the Amplified and the NLT. The Amplified says, hide me from the secret counsel and conspiracy, from the ungodly. Who is the ungodly? The Edomites. The conspire, right? This whole MOTB, this small device that they want to put within people, as Alex Russo, this is the individual right here, Alex Russo. Alex Jones is off screen, but you can hear him talking in the background. But this individual that is on the screen is Aaron Russo. And he basically tells a story to Alex Jones about the things that him and Nick Rockefeller, which Nick Rockefeller is that, the top bank, part of the top banking families, right? Rockefeller, the Rothschilds, right? So he basically goes into pretty much the things that they are conspiring, right? To do to the people, how they want to pretty much have total control, as your Lord's willing, you'll hear them say a little later in this video, having total control over the people. Right? So again, the Amplified for Psalm 64 and 2, it says, hide me from the secret counsel and conspiracy of the ungodly, from the scheming of those who do wrong. The NLT says, hide me from the plots of this evil mob, from this gang of wrongdoers. Now, just so I don't mess up my screen, but I have the definition here on my laptop for mob. And it says a large crowd of people, especially one that is disorderly and intent on causing trouble or violence. And in order to get their new world order, they're going to have to cause trouble or violence. So this secret council, these top banking families, are nothing more than a mob. A large crowd of people, right, families, all come together, right, especially one that is disorderly, which they are, and they want to bring disorder in this world in order to get their order, and intent on causing trouble or violence, right? So let's continue.
Not just the Federal Reserve System, but the private banks in Germany and England, all over Italy, all over the world, they all work together. They're all central banks, and they're all part of the Communist Manifesto. You know, central banking is one of the major planks of the Communist Manifesto. We talk about America being a capitalistic country, but yet at the same time we have a central bank that plans everything for us, right? And the graduated income tax is another plank of the Communist Manifesto, right? So right there you have two major planks of the Communist Manifesto that have been brought in because of the Federal Reserve System, okay? So the ultimate goal that these people have in mind is the goal to create a one world government run by the banking industry, run by the bankers,
so they want to have a one world system, right, where they are in control and they have eyes and ears on everything. Now, how are they going to do that? They're going to do that via technology, not by sin. So when you try to put, and the MOTB, if you will, is like a catalyst for that. That is what's going to be able to help them be able to get their one world order. Sin, if you try to put sin in there, it doesn't make any sense. But when you enter the MOTB, a small device, right, the size of a grain of rice, it makes sense that this is how they would have control over the world. And if you listen to them speak, like right now, Aaron Russo is pretty much letting you know the plans of the top banking families because he was close to Nick Rockefeller. And if you listen to individuals like Klaus Schwab, Yuval Noah Harari, which I have 2 videos of him in the background ready to play, you'll hear that this has to do with technology. Yuval Noah Harari, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but he talks about the cloud, data being stored on the cloud. And he says that I think it's the future elites, whoever have control of the data, control everything. And as we always go into the MOTB, when you go into those 3 Greek words, charagma, charax, and grapho, that grapho is going to have stored all your information in there. That's how they will be able to have complete control over you. Once that thing is inside people's bodies, they'll be able to regulate you, say what you can and cannot do. And they're going to go into it. That's why I'm mostly having this video play, and I'm just going to bring out precepts here and there. Listen to the horse's mouth. He was very close with a guy who was on the inside. So you can know you want to know what's the plans of the elites. You want to know what the minds of the elites are. Here you go. Here is a man that was best friends with him. He even says it. He came to his house. That's how close they were.
And they're doing it in sections. The European currency, the euro, and the European Constitution is one part of it. Now they're trying to do it in America with the North American Union, right? And they want to create a new currency called the Amero, right? And the whole agenda is to create a one world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is getting me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And
see, like I said, he said, this is straight from Rockefeller. This is what they want to accomplish. And like he said, it's going to be on a CHIP, right? We'll see if they keep this video up. Lord's willing, the Spirit allows this video to stay up when I upload it. But Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he calls it all. Who is the he? Like he's telling you, Nick Rockefeller, those top banking families. Like I mentioned, that's hide me from the secret council, the ones who want to plan a conspiracy and these evil schemes. So that is the he is. The he is not a singular individual. The he is a group of people, families, if you will, these top banking families, right? When you go into our word cause it, as we always go into, which this becomes very redundant doing this over and over, but when you have these guys, these other Israelite groups come up and sit there and say that, the MOTB is not, a small device, it becomes very tiresome. It becomes very, it just becomes very tiresome dealing with it. But you know what? It's a good thing that they come out and say these things, because it just helps us, be built up more in the scriptures, and our understanding becomes stronger. And that way we become, pretty much better at, explaining what the scriptures are talking about. So although it is annoying and things like that, it is a good thing that these guys come out and do these things, because it just helps us be better in the spirit and be better in our understanding of the breakdowns, the proper breakdowns of what the scriptures are saying. So when you go into the word when you go into the word causa, it's poel, which pretty much says to produce, construct, to form, to fashion. So they're going to pretty much push society, construct society in a way that is easy for them to implement, pretty much a cashless society, pretty much make it easy for them to implement this device, because they want to do away with cash, with the money that you have now, even credit cards, and now implement this thing. And this small device that's the size of a grain of rice is going to go into your skin, or under your skin, I should say. Right? So verse 16 again says, and he calls it all. So now we understand who the he is. Like Aaron Russo is saying. Hold on, matter of fact, let me play it again for you so you can hear.
And all money will be in those chips. Everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is getting me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish.
See, like he said, this is straight from Rockefeller himself. This is the insiders. This is what they want to do. So, and like Aaron Russo is saying, what? All your money, everything is going to be on that CHIP. What is that CHIP? A device. Not sin, a device. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. When you go into our word mark, as we've done numerous times, to the point of ad nauseum at this point, but like I said, it's a good thing, but it's irritating at the same time. It is, first Greek word you have there is charagma. And I'll actually read the other definitions, because usually I go to this definition, right? But let's read this other definition. It says a stamp, an imprinted mark. How do you make a stamp or imprinted mark on something? Don't you have to use a tool to make a mark on something? So that's such you know that what? Charagma pretty much means to make, like it says here, a thing carved, sculpture, graven work, pretty much an etching or a cutting. But in order to make a mark or something like that, you need a tool to do it. Think about branding a horse. You don't just brand a horse by placing your hand on the side of it and there the mark is just supposed to be there, or the brand is supposed to be there. No, you need a tool, an instrument in order to do that. So therefore that takes us to the next word, which would be karax. Karax would be the instrument used, the prong, if you will, that would help you to brand your horse. Or in this case, how do you get that small device inside of people? Via a sharp instrument, because it says what? A pale stake or a palisade. A pale stake or a palisade is pretty much, think like a fence with a sharp point to it, which is pretty much your syringe or your needle, right? That's how they would get something underneath the skin. And like he said, I'll play it back before we get into the last word, which the last word is grapho there, right? Now I'll play what Nick Rockefeller said, or go back.
And all money, the whole agenda is to create a one world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips.
Boom. Grapho is the last word. And it says what? Again, to commit to writing things not to be forgotten, write down, record. So this device is going to have your records on it. Things not to be forgotten. So that way you can function in society. That way you can do things. Whatever it's going to have on it, it's going to have let's just say a unique identification number that is tied to you, your name and your first and last name, right? A unique identification number to you. And with that, it's going to have whatever you're going to need to function in the New World Order. And therefore, you have your currency also on that. That way you can buy and sell. See how this, when you think about it and the spirit is working with you, how this makes more sense, how this is much more feasible. Now, take everything I just said and what Aaron Russo just said, and now put sin into that. Please tell me, how are you supposed to buy and sell with sin? Because we're still waiting for that breakdown where men keep saying that, oh, it's sin. But okay, explain how, when you go into the 17th verse, how you're going to pretty much buy and sell with sin. How he's going to cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive pretty much sin in their right hand or in their foreheads. Please explain how that, please make that make sense. Let's continue.
Right? There'll be no more cash. And this is getting me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like...
See, you heard it. That's how they have control over the people, having total control. By you taking that device, it doesn't matter whether it be your right hand, your forehead, your left hand, your shoulder, it doesn't matter. So long as you receive that mark, they will be able to have complete control over you. Because like he was saying, now if you ever want to, I believe either he just mentioned it or they're going to mention it, if you ever want to speak out against the government and you don't like things, well, they could just deduct money out of your device and take it out. And they can also put something in. They could either put something in there or take something out. Which, since now mentioning that, we'll come back to this lesson. Hold on, let me just remember, where was this? 21:28. Okay. Seeing how he said that, let's go to this video here, right? Because going into pretty much being able to go into somebody's device and either put money in there or take money out, it gives you the ability, you have access to something, right? So I believe it's this video here. Let's listen to this individual. This is Yuval Noah Harari.
But some governments and corporations, for the first time in history, have the power to basically hack human beings. There is a lot of talk about hacking computers, hacking smartphones, hacking...
Now, I've said in the past that, right, he said that soon you'll be able to hack human beings, humanity, if you will, right? And I've said in the past, when you think of hackers, what do hackers usually do? They hack into a device, a computer device, right? Now, if you're going to hack into somebody, when you watch movies or anything like that, what do hackers usually do? They do one of two things, at least, that I know of, right? I'm not a hacker or anything like that, but they do one of the two most common things. They either hack into a system to put a virus in there, or they hack into a system to take something out. You're seeing the same thing here with the MOTB. That's how they will be able to hack you. By having that device within you, they will be able to take money out or put money in. And who knows whatever else with that thing that they will be able to put within you or take out of you. Not just talking about financial type of stuff. This is how they will have control over you, because they will be able to put something in or take something out. Similar to how the Most High can pretty much take the Spirit away from you and give you the Spirit. How he can give you the truth and take away the truth. You see, the Heavenly Father is able to hack into his creations because we are his creations. And he can give something to you and he can also take it away. And that's the type of power that they want to have, the ability to put something in you if they want to, or take something out. This makes them God on the earth. Let's continue.
Bank accounts, but the big story of our era is the ability to hack human beings. And by this I mean that if you have enough data and you have enough computing power, you...
Keep those words in mind that he just said, data and computing power. That will take us to the next video. But remember that. Data and computing power.
You can understand people better than they understand themselves, and then you can manipulate them in ways.
Manipulate them to do what? This is what they're telling you right there in front of your face. That you will be able to manipulate humanity. Manipulate them to do what? How will you be able to manipulate them? What will be that middleman that will be able to help you manipulate them? A device that's inside of them. That way, again, you can hack them and you can what? Put something in their mind to make them do something that you want, or take something out of their mind. See?
Which were previously impossible. And in such a situation, the old democratic system...
It was previously unattainable. They couldn't do it because they didn't have the technology. Now they have the technology to be able to do that. Again, showing that this is a physical thing. They want to merge technology and man. This is why they show you movies like The Terminator, all these futuristic things where you have cybernetics. There's a video game out there called Cyberpunk 2077, where you have your these augments to you, where you'll have like a mechanical arm, cybernetics, if you will.
Stop functioning. We need to reinvent democracy for this new era in which humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. We need to come to terms.
All right, see? And that's pretty much like you said, it's over, right? But like I said, remember what he said, data and computing power. Now let's go back to Alex Jones' video.
And so those are the two primary reasons for women's lib, which I thought up to that point was a noble thing.
Let me see if I can find it. Oh,
but yet at the same time, we have a central bank. The European currency, the euro, already has right? There'll be no more cash. And this is giving me time you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
And that chip's connected to a database that has your purchasing records, what you do, what you sell.
Everything.
Boom. See? What did Alex Jones just say? And that device has all your, it's connected to home.
It's in there. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
And that chip's connected to a database that has your purchasing records. What?
Right. Alex Jones said that device is connected to a database, right? So let me just remember, 2142, okay? That takes us to this next video right here of Yuval Noah Harari.
We are probably one of the last generations of Homo sapiens, because in the coming generations, we will learn how to engineer bodies and brains and minds. Now, how exactly will the future masters of the planet look like?
And who are the future masters of the planet that they want it to be? The top banking families, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, those top banking families. They want to be the new rulers of the new elites of the new world. And how are they going to do that? Via technology.
This will be decided by the people who own the data.
See, by the people who own the data. If they have all the data, which is going to be on your device, that is going to be inside your body, right, which is going to be connected to, as Yuval Noah Harari is going to get into, and say the cloud, which, like Alex Jones said, pretty much is going to be, that data is going to be connected to some, supercomputer, pretty much, that's going to have all that information stored there. So that's how they'll be able to take money out, put something in your mind, take something out of your mind. Again, having total control over you.
Science is replacing evolution by natural selection with evolution by intelligent design. Not the intelligent design of some God above the clouds.
See, and that's the blaspheming of the Heavenly Father right there. See, the intelligent design that they see fit, right? Going into the image pretty much that they want to bring out, right? Man was made in the image of the Heavenly Father, specifically the Israelite man. But they want you to be remade in their image, how they see fit, right? Their intelligent design, not the intelligent design of the Heavenly Father, no, but by their intelligent design.
But our intelligent design and the intelligent design of our clouds, the IBM cloud, the Microsoft cloud, these are the new driving forces of evolution. And at the same time, science may enable life after being confined for 4 billion years to the limited realm of organic compounds.
And that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much going into the cloud. The cloud's going to have all your information stored there, and that's how they'll be able to pretty much go in there.
And
Where was it? I think it was 21. I was watching this earlier. That's why it keeps going ahead like that.
you can't buy food. You can't
Right, but again, let's continue.
do anything. It's total control of the people.
And that chip's connected to a database that has your purchase.
Right. That device is connected to a database. What database? The cloud. That they will have control over. And they'll be able to do what they want with that information on you. See? So please, now, take all of this again and insert sin and tell me how this makes sense. Make it make sense. It doesn't.
Records, what you do, what you sell.
Everything is in there, you know? And so that...
Let me read verse 17 and I'll continue playing the video. Verse 17, right? Revelation chapter 13 and verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he, which another word for save is unless, he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So unless you have this device, you won't be able to function in society. And when you go into that word buy, it's agorazo, which takes you to the root word, which is the agora, which is pretty much the marketplace, right? For buying and selling. Showing you that what? This device is going to have to do with transaction, because that's how you're going to be able to function in society. What do you do when you go outside, when you go to the mall, when you go to the grocery store? You pretty much complete a transaction where you purchase something, where you pretty much purchase something. That's what it is. And through this device, that's how you'll be able to do it. It's no different, like I said. I think I mentioned this in like a video maybe 2 or 3 ago, but pretty much take your credit card and you see how you have that CHIP on the left side of your credit card. Pretty much what they want to do, and you know how you take your card and when you take it to the reader and you put it on the reader, or maybe the dude may take your card and put it on the reader and it scans your reader. Pretty much they want to take the credit card and pretty much make your hand into a credit card, where it's no longer you're putting the credit card to the reader, but you're putting your hand to the reader. That's literally it. I like I said in that other video, I can't make this no more simpler than that. And it's pretty much a physical thing, a physical device that's going to be in hand, because the same way that CHIP is on the left side of your credit card, and the reader reads that, pretty much the reader is going to be reading the device that's inside of your hand and deduct money out of it. That's it.
They want a one-world government controlled by them, everybody being chipped, all your money in those chips, and they control the chips, and they control people, and you become a slave. You become a serf to these people. That's their goal. That's their intentions.
Eric, can you be specific about when you met Rockefeller, how it happened in these discussions?
I met Rockefeller through a female attorney I knew who called me up one day and said, one of the Rockefellers would like to meet you. I had made a video called Mad as Hell, and he'd seen the video and wanted to meet me and knew I was running for governor of Nevada. So sure, I'd love to meet him. And I met him, and I liked him, and he was a very, very smart man. And we used to talk and share ideas and thoughts. And he's the one who told me 11 months before 9/11 ever happened that there was going to be an event. Never told me what the event was going to be, but there was going to be an event. And out of that event, we were going to invade Afghanistan to run pipelines from the Caspian Sea. We were going to invade Iraq, to take over the oil fields, establish a base in the Middle East, and make it all part of the New World Order. And we go after Chavez in Venezuela. And sure enough, later 9/11 happened. And I remember he was telling me how how you're going to see soldiers looking in caves for people in Afghanistan and Pakistan and all these places. And there's going to be this war on terror, of which there's no real enemy. And the whole thing is a giant hoax, but it's a way for the government to take over the American people.
He told you it was going to be a hoax.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no question. He says, there's going to be war on terror. And he's just laughing. There's no... Who are we fighting? I mean, why do you think 9/11 happened and then nothing's happened since then? Do you think that our security is so great here that these people who pulled off 9/11, who were able to, can't knock down another plane? Come on, it's ridiculous. 9/11 was done by people in our own government and our own banking system to perpetuate the fear of the American people into subordinating themselves to anything the government wants them to do. That's what it's about, and to create this war, this endless war on terror. And that's why and that was the first lie. And the next lie was going into Iraq, to get Saddam Hussein out with his weapons of mass destruction. That was the next lie.
Now, specifically, this was a little over 6 years ago.
This was
11 months before 9/11.
Yeah.
And Nick Rockefeller, who's a lawyer, he's become your friend over the previous years, and he's saying to you that there's going to be this big event, and then out of that we're going to have a war on terror, and it's just going to go on and on.
Right. An endless war.
And to let you know how they pretty much, pretty much put this in movies. Pretty much, the video's over at this point, but, just wanted to just get a little bit more. Like I said, we'll see if they let this video stay up. Lord's willing, this video can stay up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem El Shai. Lord's willing, the Lord covers this video, that, edification can go out to the elect of the nation of Israel. Esau, just keep the video up, because, in all honesty, it's look, the jig's up. I'm going to do, through the spirit, I pray that the Lord allows me to do what I'm going to do. You just do what you got to do. You work on your new world order. I'll work on serving the Lord. Just let the video stay up. Don't be an ass. But if you ever watch that movie, damn it now, God damn it, brain, come on. Leave the World Behind. I don't remember the character's name, but Mahershala Ali, that's the actor's name. And I believe it's Julia Roberts, I think it was. They were having, no, it wasn't. Was it Julia Roberts? He was talking to somebody. It was either Julia Roberts he was talking to, or he was talking to Ethan Hawke. And he was letting it know how he, just like how right now, Mahershala Ali, he had a pretty much a friend that was up there, and how his friend pretty much was warning him how there's something that's going to happen. Just like how Aaron Russo is saying that Nick Rockefeller told him that a big event was going to happen. Right? And in the movie, Mahershala Ali, he was either telling it to Julia Roberts or Ethan Hawke. I can't remember who he was telling it to. But basically how pretty much an event is going to happen, something crazy is going to happen, and pretty much when you watch the movie, that event happened in the movie. Letting you know how, pretty much they put this stuff in movies. I wouldn't be surprised if what Aaron Russo is talking about, they pretty much took that and put it into the movie. But of course, we're just crazy guys making this up.
Without any real enemy. That you can never define a winner.
And did he say that it's going to be perfect because you can't define an enemy, it just goes on and on?
Yeah, because you can't define a winner. There's no one who's on to beat, so it goes on and on forever. Intimidated against saying it. Because if you say it, they want to make you into a nutcase. But the truth has to come out. That's why I'm doing this interview. The fact of the matter happens to be that the whole war on terror is a fraud. It's a farce. Yeah, there's a war going on in Iraq because we invaded Iraq. And people over there fighting, But the war on terror, it's a joke, And until we discover what really happened on 9/11 and who was responsible for 9/11, because that's where the war on terror emanates from. That's where it comes from. It was 9/11 that allowed this war on terror to begin. And until we get to the bottom root of 9/11, the truth of 9/11, we'll never know about the war on terror.
Aaron, you said that he was, and I think it's important.
Yeah. This is second because he was talking about the truth coming out, but we understand that we have the truth and we are the ones that the Lord is using to expose to bring out the truth, right? So this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin, the son of that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, right? The falling away dealt with us forgetting that we were Israelites, right? And the man of sin is being revealed. And who is that man of sin being revealed? Is Esau Edom, who today they go by as Caucasians, so-called white people. That is the man of sin being revealed, the son of perdition, who opposed and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sit in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And going back to that video with Yuval Noah Harari, what did he say? Not the intelligent design by a God in the skies, but by our intelligent design, showing himself to be God. Through our intelligent design, we'll be able to take man to that next evolutionary step. Verse 5, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work, only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Right? And how is he being consumed with the spirit of the Lord's mouth? Through the prophets. We are exposing him. The Lord is using us to bring out the truth, to expose him and let you know this is the man of sin, the son of perdition. The top banking family, starting with them, the Edomites. That is who they are. That is who they are biblically. They go back to them. They are not so-called white people. They are not Caucasians. They are not the pretending to be God's chosen people, as some of them like to proclaim themselves to be. No. They go back to Esau. Esau is Edom. Esau is the father of the Edomites. That's who they go back to. That's who they truly are. That is their biblical nationality. And via the things that they're doing in the earth, the things that you're trying to set up, is being shown that this is the man of sin. The man that was the son of perdition. Perdition meaning destruction. Because the things that he's doing is going to lead to his destruction. That's going to lead to pretty much his downfall. While they think, the top banking families think that this is going to lead them to the next evolutionary step, or it's going to lead them to having total control over the earth, it's actually going to lead to their downfall.
And I know this about the Rockefellers from Dr. Dennis Cuddy and many others who literally, you'll be 20 years old in a lunch line at college. And no.
All right. But like I said, I don't want to make this too long now. But that's pretty much the video. Pray that this video has been edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to hopeful elect. Shalom.